This is CBC Here and Now.
Welcome to Here and Now. I'm Anthony Germain, live at the Community Food Sharing Association's amazing warehouse. It is Feed NL Day, our annual fundraiser for food banks right across our province.
I'm Peter Cowan, live in our studio. There's lots to tackle there about the importance of food banks in the province and how you can help. But first, the news. We start with a letter written by a group representing family physicians. They're criticizing the province's effort to recruit new doctors. About 70 medical students met with health officials, including the minister, John Haggie, to talk about working in the province. But they say the meeting here didn't go well. Instead of being encouraged to stay, some residents felt insulted by the minister. Here Now's Mark Quinn reports.
The doctor's letter says the province's relationship with family medicine has been damaged. It says medical residents who recently attended a meeting about attracting physicians left feeling scolded by the health minister and disrespected by the province's recruiting team. The health minister has responded with a written statement. John Haggie says he spoke at the meeting outlining plans to improve primary health care and left after 5 minutes. The opposition party is calling on Haggie to do more.
That's pretty lame. You know, this is important. You're the minister responsible. You should have went there fully prepared to engage and speak with these young professionals. He should come out with an apology. No, that should be the first thing on his list, to come out and apologize. And to immediately get the information out to these graduates that they need.
Din fears the result will be more graduates of this medical school leaving Newfoundland and Labrador.
To me, other provinces are more interested in our graduates than our own province. And that seems to be the message. And it shouldn't be the message. We need to keep our young graduates here, our youngest and brightest minds. And they leave a recruitment session. They leave a recruitment session saying, why stay here?
Haggie wrote it's unfortunate that those in attendance felt frustrated and dissatisfied, and he asked them to reach out to him with any concerns. The Health Department's statement also says Premier Andrew Furey is offering to meet with family medicine residents. Mark Quinn, CBC News, St. John's.
There are 2 new cases of COVID in the province today. Both are in the western region and both are contacts of earlier cases. There are currently 13 active cases of COVID-19 on the island. No one is in hospital. Compared to the Maritimes, this province is doing much better. Let's take a look at those numbers. New Brunswick had a record 174 new cases of the virus yesterday for a total of 892. Nova Scotia has 194 active cases. PEI has 29.
A much more quiet day today across the province. Nice day to clean up what fell through parts of central, and then fairly slippery though under those clear skies this afternoon. Much colder temperatures in play as well, but we do have some cloud cover working its way in right now for Labrador and then parts of the west coast as well. But the next weather maker moves in this weekend. Sunday, in fact, already have some special weather statements in effect for parts of the island, as well as rainfall warnings for the south coast. And that is a special weather statement up across Labrador as well. So what's going to happen is we've got this area of low pressure getting itself together over the states right now. It's going to head towards Ontario through Saturday, quickly head towards the Maritime provinces as we get into Saturday afternoon, and then it heads our way. So this looks like a snow event for Labrador, some windy conditions as well. But look at all that rain. Another warm up on the way for the island along with some windy conditions. I'll get into all those details when I come back.
Thanks, Ashley. A fire leveled a popular grocery store in Marystown overnight, something the local fire chief calls a terrible loss. This morning, fire crews were still on the scene putting out hot spots. The Marystown Volunteer Fire Department was called to Farrell's Clover Farm store around 2 o'clock this morning. 30 firefighters worked to battle the fire, but the building was completely destroyed. The local grocery store was a popular spot in Marystown. A warning from Labrador Grenfell Health tonight for the people in the Roddickton Bide Arm area. There's no doctor at the local clinic until Monday morning. The health authority says the clinic will stay open. Nurses will be on site 24 hours a day, and for urgent problems, those nurses will be supported virtually by the emergency department at the hospital in St. Anthony. Meanwhile, Eastern Health is reminding patients and former patients they can sign up for free credit monitoring services. The agency says only about 300 or so have signed up for it since it was announced 2 weeks ago. The service is being offered in the wake of the cyber attack and security breach where patient information was stolen. Anyone who was a patient of Eastern Health in the past 14 years can get free credit monitoring from Equifax for 2 years. Among other things, people will receive alerts when Equifax detects their personal information is being used on the internet, and it allows for daily credit monitoring. Well, there is yet another change to be made in the downtown St. John's parking situation. Starting January 17th, you will have to pay by phone if you want to park on Water Street. The city planned to install pay stations, but some of the machines are located in areas that aren't very sunny, and so they're not charging properly through the solar panels. While those issues are being resolved, pay by phone is going to be the only option for drivers. Debbie Hanlon is the councillor responsible for this area. She says she expects some confusion as people get used to the change.
We will have adequate signage. So the main message to the motorist or the consumer coming downtown is to look when you park, because there is time parking, there is parking garages, there are pay by phone, and there's also pay stations.
The city has spent more than $162,000 on the pay stations. It's also lost out on $3 million in revenue when the traditional parking meters were vandalized. St. John says it's working with the manufacturer on those pay stations to fix the issues. Well, let's check back in with my co-host Anthony, who's live at the Community Food Sharing Association tonight.
Yeah, Peter, this warehouse, if people want to think about it, this is kind of like the Grand Reserve Bank, the central bank of food banks. This is really where a lot of the stuff comes in, as you can see, and it gets distributed to food banks across Newfoundland and Labrador. It is our special Feed NL fundraiser for food banks across Newfoundland and Labrador. Last year, the total was over $190,000, and we're asking you to be generous, as you always are every year, to help people out. And let's face it, COVID has not gone away the way we had all hoped last year as we head into 2022, so the need will be great. Now, Wanda Hillier is the board chair with the Food Sharing Association. So Wanda, what kind of need are you seeing this year?
This year need is definitely up. It's also a different need. To be honest, what that means is we've seen people using the food bank that never used food banks before. So we have people that were used to using the system and did it regularly. And now all of a sudden, what their take-home pay is, or because a lot of these assistance programs have ended from the federal government, there's just not enough to meet, their food needs at the end of the month. So they're relying on local food banks. So very, very high demand.
Now, I think you remember, as do a lot of viewers, when we used to do turkey drives, which was a logistics of moving 8,000 to 9,000 large blocks of frozen meat,
Yes.
and we've moved to a more virtual money-based system. What is the advantage towards having people make their contributions electronically or with gift cards and those kinds of things?
There's lots of advantages, to be honest. The obvious one is the non-need for transportation across the province, and refrigerated need at that.
Yeah.
So getting frozen turkeys across Newfoundland and Labrador did present a lot of challenges. And another advantage is that for cash donation or monetary donation, how much that turns into purchasing power for us increases. Based on our connections with national organizations, Food Banks Canada, and wholesalers, we're able to turn cash into a great amount of product.
Yeah.
And we're also seeing a shift in some food banks going to gift cards now versus product. So that allows us to accommodate those needs as well.
Right. A lot of people sort of write to me and they say, Anthony, I remember bringing the turkey in. It was kind of nice because I felt like I was actually doing something. I think sometimes people forget that you're still doing something. But some people might think you need fewer volunteers because there's not all this stuff. Well, what's the situation with volunteers, especially given COVID?
It's more challenging than it was pre-COVID, quite honestly. A lot of the food bank network is run by volunteers. A lot of these volunteers are seniors. They are a vulnerable demographic, and as a result, a lot of food banks had a lot of shortages with volunteers through COVID and throughout now. Some people are less I'll say they're more nervous to go out in the public and do what they've always done for lots of different reasons. There's a lot of strain on most of the food banks across the province right now to have people come in and help move what they do have.
Right, and I guess people who've seen coverage of these, food banks and the generosity and the giving of donations, it's a hands-on thing with people passing stuff and now do this from 6 feet, wear a mask. You got to see what happened. For people watching right now, think, okay, Wanda's convinced me. I'm not going to drop off a turkey. That's a thing of the past. How can people make a donation to help out the Food Sharing Association?
They can make a donation directly through the website, through CBC, through Community Food Sharing's website as well. If they want to donate to their local food bank, they can also do that by letting us know in the comments.
Perfect. Wanda, so good to see you. Merry Christmas, and I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
Merry Christmas. Thank you for having us again.
So that's from the warehouse here in St. John's, but on the other side of the island, the big city on the west coast, Corner Brook, the need there, not much different than what Wanda described, is growing on the west coast as well. They have that need too. Colleen Connors has this story.
The food bank location is buzzing today with a tremendous amount of food collected during last week's Christmas parade, the first big food drive this place has seen in years.
It's the first big drive we've had actually since COVID-19. So it was so cool to see on Saturday, seeing the truck pull up with bags and bags and bags of food.
In November, staff and volunteers here compiled food hampers for over 200 families all across the Bay of Islands, including the staples, along with meat, milk, bread, eggs, butter, and fresh produce. For December, the need for food is even greater, especially for families.
Colleen, we've seen a huge increase in food requests. Probably since last April or May, it really picked up. And a lot of people are still struggling from COVID-19. A lot of people have lost hours of work, and so they're not getting as much income. And the cost of food. So we're seeing brand new families all the time, and the demand has been really picked up a lot.
Ash says it's a 13% increase in demand. And while this place looks well stocked today, the goods go fast. Volunteers say they could always use more food, but any kind of donation is encouraged before the holiday and into the harsh winter months.
You know, peanut butter, jam, flour. We can accept frozen vegetables as well now. We have upright freezers that we can accommodate. And so folks can donate frozen vegetables and fruit, which is great. All items really we need. And, the financial donations are great because it gives us a better buying power. We can purchase bulk, and by purchasing in bulk, we can get a better price.
Staff here say they will happily take donations, monetary or food donations, right up until Christmas Eve. And of course, you can still donate any day in the new year. Colleen Connors, CBC News, Corner Brook.
Thank you very much, Colleen, for that story.
And of course...
Yeah, no, go ahead, Anthony.
Sorry, Peter. Of course, you can make your donation as well. Yeah, you can make your donation, cbc.ca/NL, and if you check out the FNL connections, you can make your donation that way. So we've seen things here on this side of the island, now the west coast, coming up a bit later. We'll check out the situation on the big land. Peter?
Thanks, Anthony. We'll check out more from you and your suit there a little later on the show. Anthony's suit, though, isn't the only thing that is bright this time of year. Port de Grave becomes one of the prettiest towns in the province right about now. And this is a live shot of the community, and you can just see it there. All the boats in the harbor, all lit up with Christmas lights for the season, and people from all over making the drive out to Port de Grave to check it out for themselves. People in the community have been creating this light show for more than a decade. We spoke to some of them as they were setting up for this year's display.
23 years ago. Well, actually, it was started 2 years, probably 2 or 3 years before that, with one lone boat. And then when the government came out with the festival lights, well, we decided to see if we could light up the harbour. So that's what we've done, and we've been doing it now for 23 years.
All the people around, they come from everywhere, they come down to see the lights and that. Just a bit of community spirit. You could do it, I suppose, if you had some with you. You do it in a day or two. But where's myself doing? I take it in 4 or 5 days, 5, 6 days. I just take me time.
Do you mind?
No, I enjoy it. Something to be had.
It was my uncle. He started it all, and of course, when we were kids, we all just helped out, you know, putting up the lights and whatnot. So it was a family affair type thing, eh? Yeah, we get a couple of crew to come out and whatever for the day and treat them to dinner or whatever. So just have a, well, 'tis the season, so.
Especially with things going on these days, everybody needs something to lift their spirits.
Usually the boat lighting, that's when Christmas starts.
And you don't mind doing it?
No, not at all. It's only something to do on a nice day, so.
Some people have been coming for years.
People, they come from everywhere, and me and my wife comes up here and we is around the wharf and that and talking to the people. They just love it.
We're giving people a place to come and to enjoy the Christmas spirit, and there's no charge to anybody to come.
Well, throughout the show, we're going to be bringing you these gorgeous views of the boats in Portagrave, thanks to our Here and Now live camera. Certainly a big difference from where they were setting up to what you see here right now on the shots down by the harbor. Stay with us. Ashley's forecast is just ahead. Ashley, on last night's show, we saw lots of that beautiful snow falling in Gander, and some people either loving it or hating it, depending on how things played out. Give us an idea. What sort of totals were we looking at across the province from that snowfall?
Yeah, the forecast actually didn't pan out too bad. I mean, some areas saw a little less than what was forecasted. But,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. But let's take a look at those numbers across the board. So Gander took home the top, 46 centimeters of snow fell. Terra Nova, 44.5 centimeters. And then as you head further east, those numbers have gone down a little bit. So St. John's actually recorded about 17.8 centimeters of snow. That's previous to the rain. It was about 15 centimeters, only picked up a couple on the other side of that. So definitely didn't feel like 17 centimeters, but that is what fell. And then Stephenville saw 17.2 centimeters of snow. Nice day today to clean that up through Central, though, for sure, with temperatures chilly, though, minus single digits, -2 in St. John's today, so cooler than yesterday for sure. And then up across Labrador, you saw your temperatures into the minus teens for the most part. Cartwright's at around -7 for the afternoon. The reason for that, a ridge of high pressure dominating the weather. That's why we saw some fairly nice skies today. But all of that colder air moved in once that area of low pressure left, and in behind that, those temperatures dropped for the Avalon as well. And they've dropped quite a bit tonight as well, down already to the double digits, minus double digits for central areas. Badger, Deer Lake, -10, -11. Double digits up across Labrador as well. Cartwright now down to about -10. And the temperatures are going to continue to drop tonight, mainly for the Big Land as far as cooler temperatures into the minus double digits under clear skies for the most part tonight. Not a whole lot happening, except some flurries will develop along the west coast, some light snow possible through the overnight tonight, and then a few flurries possible for along the south coast as well. As far as accumulations go, probably around 5 centimeters, 5+ centimeters is certainly possible in those higher elevations. So here's your temperatures tonight. Like I said, minus teens, so you'll drop another degree or two, and then we're looking at minus single digits for the most part for Labrador, except we're already in those minus double digits. Gander should go down to about -10 tonight. Now, here's those accumulations like I was talking about. So mainly in the lower elevations, you're looking at about 2 to 5, maybe just over 5 to 10. And then in the higher elevations, you're looking at about 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. And this is falling from tonight and then through the first half of tomorrow. That risk of some flurries will continue, with temperatures climbing to the single digits for most of the island, 1 to about 4 degrees. The warmest temperatures will be along the south coast. And then Labrador, you're not really going to move too much as far as those temperatures go. Lab City will hover around -15 tomorrow. And we're going to see some snow move in with our next weather maker. So here's the timing for tomorrow. So this is tomorrow morning. There's that snow I was talking about. And then our next weather maker moves in. So we're going to see snow start in the evening hours for Labrador, Lab West. May briefly start as snow for the island, but then it'll quickly change over to rain, which will be heavy at times for a good chunk of the south coast as we get into Sunday morning, where there are already rainfall warnings in place. And then snow, we may see some mixing on the southwest, or rather southeastern portion of Labrador over to rain as we get into Sunday morning. But yes, temperatures will be significantly warmer, double digits as we head through the day on Sunday for the island. And behind that, some of the colder air will move in. As far as rainfall amounts go, 50 to 60 millimeters is possible through the overnight into Sunday afternoon. And the further north you go, the less, but it's still looking like we could see anywhere from 10 to 20 millimeters in the metro area. And the winds are really going to ramp up. We're going to see winds gusting through Sunday again between 60 to 80 kilometers per hour. We could see some pockets higher than that, about 80 to 100, but overall it will be a windy day on Sunday, and we're going to say goodbye to a lot of the snow that we saw. So this is the snow on the ground. Look what happens by the time we get to Sunday morning. Some of that snow already gone, and then Sunday afternoon you're back down. So significant snow melt expected with those temperatures. So make sure that all your drains are cleared just to allow all that runoff to go somewhere. So that's a look at the forecast as we head into Sunday. We'll look ahead a little longer when I come back.
Welcome back to the Community Food Sharing Association's warehouse. It is our special Feed NL show, trying to help food banks across our province raise some funds as we head into the holidays. Now, in Labrador, the Community Freezer program is especially important because it feeds the body and the soul. So we thought we'd check out the entire program with some of the operators there. Have a look.
We have a variety of programs offered within the Nunavut region. In each community, we have a community freezer. So there's one in Nain and Hopedale, Makovic, Riglet, and Postville. Members of the community can go and take pieces of wild food or country food. So there may be things like seal or fish or berries or birds or moose. So people can go and take some pieces of country food.
So we got 3 freezers of corn cod. There was quite a demand for traditional food, and there's a lot of people here that might not have had any way or means to receive traditional food. They could have been widows or widowers or whatnot, or just ill and can't operate a boat or snowmobile or different things.
Having access to this freezer where people can go and access, food that is really culturally important. Like, there's gut hunger, but there's like that cultural hunger as well. Because we know in the definition of food security that culturally appropriate food is also part of it. It's not only access to food, it's, we want it to be culturally appropriate as well. Some of the barriers to accessing country food can be having time to go off and hunt and gather, having the skills. Some of our skills are being lost. And we're some of our programs, we work with having youth and elders working together so that they can pass on that knowledge that's being lost. So this is really important. A lot of local hunters will go off and hunt and gather, and then they'll bring it back to the freezer. Sharing is a really important part of our culture, and we continue with that strong value today.
Plus, people on fixed incomes, food, and the food prices are going up so much, their money just doesn't go as far for food. We have over 400 elders in our 2 communities, and it's quite a large demand. We usually see between 150 to 180, sometimes 200 people, families a month that come to the freezer. So it's quite a large demand, and people are look very forward to it, and sometimes they say it helps them eat so they're not hungry.
Welcome back to our special edition of Here and Now, where we've got Anthony Germain live from the Community Food Sharing Association warehouse. Anthony, what other stories do you have for us?
We're going to get to some of those. We're going to go to the West Coast and then back here in town in just a moment. But just a reminder what you heard Wanda say earlier on our special Feed an L program. Last year, this campaign managed to raise almost $194,000 for food banks across Newfoundland and Labrador, thanks to the generosity of viewers and CBC fans such as yourselves. And of course, we're hoping to be able to do that again because there is a lot of need, and that need takes different forms in different places. So for instance, on the West Coast, in the Grenfell campus in Corner Brook, there are a couple hundred international students who are going to be more or less stuck there over the holidays. So the need there is great, and the people at Grenfell say that the public can donate food, gift cards, or cash, depending on what you want to do, anytime during working hours to the Grenfell campus. That's up to December 23rd, so you can help people out there for our viewers on that part of the island. Now here in St. John's, another busy place is the Association for New Canadians, and I popped by there earlier today.
Right now we are at Grenfell Campus Food Bank, and yeah, we have all the stuff a student might need, the basic necessities.
Unfortunately, it is relatively popular. On a weekly basis, we have probably around anywhere between 20 and 40 students who use it regularly.
You can bring your own bag, or we can provide you with one, and you can pick whatever you want. And it's very open, like there's a limit because we have limited quantities of everything.
That is challenging. During the pandemic, we definitely had a lot more fresh produce coming in. Right now, it does tend to be the more non-perishable items that you tend to see in the food bank, but we do like to supplement from time to time.
We lack a lot of things, and it's just the basic. There are instant noodles and packed beans, and there are cereals, and we have a few things, but I hope we get more stuff by the help of community. A lot of times it's hard for students to go off campus because of transportation issues, and it's very hard to go off. And if you are a new student, a lot of students came this semester after pandemic slowed down a little bit, so they were unsure of how to get the groceries, or if they need something in emergency, where to go and what's the nearest place they can go to if not off campus because of sometimes weather or transportation issues. So I think food bank gives you that opportunity or a way where you can come in here, get whatever you want, and we're happy to help.
So we do like to do something extra special for our students who can't get home. So right now we are putting an extra push on for donations to our food bank. We're asking for monetary donations or gift cards for local grocery stores, and of course we will also accept food donations. And then we'll put together a little something for those students who can't go home and may need something a little extra during the holiday season.
Okay, so I got a little bit ahead of myself. Two stories about international Canadians and new Canadians. Some on the West Coast, now back here on the East Coast near St. John's, the Association for New Canadians. Well, they have an interesting look at the nuances of some of the things that different people need at this time of the year. Take a look. So Alice, what is going on here?
So Anthony, we are here at our donation center. We have some volunteers here that are helping sort through the amazing donations that the community has donated to our association. So we have hundreds of bags of clothing that we've been sorting through, housewares, personal care items. We've been very busy over the last month and a half.
So you got lots of clothes.
Lots of clothes, yes.
You had enough clothes?
We have enough clothes.
Okay.
So yeah. We've been very fortunate. Again, the community response was tremendous, but we do have to put a pause on the clothing donations to give us an opportunity to go through what we've been given so far and to sort it all and make sure that we can get it to our clients that need it now.
So if we put clothes aside, what are the priority items that you still need?
So personal care items, diapers, wipes for babies. We're winter now. Winter has begun, of course. So our new clients, they need shovels, they need batteries and radios to prepare for power outages, salt or sand for their front steps and their driveways, anything like that, things that we kind of take for granted now because we grew up here in Newfoundland and we know what winter is all about. Before our newcomers, a lot of them, this is their first winter.
I want to bring a familiar face to Here and Now viewers, someone you've met before, to talk about something that you may not have thought about when you're thinking about getting food to donate to a food bank. So Amber, give me a sense of how things have changed for newcomers coming here and how important food is to people.
So Anthony, I mean, I said this before and I keep on saying it over and over again. Food is a huge component of culture and of our daily life per se, right? And for people to actually be able to smoothly resettle in a new home, food constitute a huge part of this resettlement process. We've been here fortunate enough in Newfoundland and Labrador that some of the newcomers had actually entrepreneurial skills and motives that they opened their own grocery stores so that it would provide us, the newcomers community, with some of the ingredients and components that we did not used to have here in Newfoundland and Labrador, and we usually long for from where we come from. So we have Andalusia, which opened a year ago or so. We have Cedra downtown. We have Spice X, Taste East, and again, we are fortunate because otherwise we would still be able to survive, but it's that missing component of our lives that we would not have had otherwise if we didn't have those groceries.
It feels like home.
Exactly, right?
So we're talking about spices, legumes, things that maybe some people wouldn't think of to actually buy as a non-perishable to give to a food bank?
Oh, absolutely, yes. And luckily enough, again, with those grocery stores available here in town, it makes it easier for newcomers and even Canadians to go there, purchase some items, either donate them or use them.
All right. So that's something for you to consider. Perhaps instead of the traditional Newfoundland foods, you might want to branch out a bit when you're thinking about trying to help people other than yourselves this holiday season. Happy holidays to both of you. Thank you for your time and good luck in the new year. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now don't go anywhere. Our special version of Here and Now, our Feed and L version, is going to continue after the break. Now some people on social media less than kind about what this looks like as a visual palate cleanser. Let's go to Port de Grave and check out the beautiful harbor lights there. We'll be back shortly. Amanda, what do you want people to think about? Because Feed an L is about more than just tonight.
Absolutely. I want people to remember that this is early days. This is just the beginning of a very important campaign to feed those in need. And so the campaign runs throughout the entirety of December. So if you've been busy, haven't had time to donate, there's still time right up until December 31st.
And the simplest, best way to share your generosity and make a donation is?
The easiest way is by going online, cbc.ca/bekind, click on Newfoundland and Labrador, then you'll see a big red donate button, click that, make your donation. It's just that simple. If you'd like a tax receipt, you can reach out to the Community Food Sharing Association and they'd be happy to provide you with one.
All right, Amanda, happy holidays.
Thank you, you too, Anthony.
So if you can't make that payment tonight, of course, this does go on for the entire month. So don't forget Amanda's advice. You have until the end of the month to help contribute to our special Feed an L program. Now, if you're watching last year compared to this year, this warehouse has really changed. And one of the people who was instrumental in that is Tony Trickett. He is the manager here at the Community Food Sharing Association warehouse. Wow, what a difference a year makes.
Oh God, yes, it made a big difference for us. And now we can stock more stuff here. Because we had coolers there, they took them out and put all new racking in. Now we can take 3 times the amount what we took before.
I noticed all the shelves too. Where'd they come from?
All that come from the government. The
Yep.
government give us about the shelving first, and we got it all filled up now.
Yeah. Is there a particular trick to actually managing a warehouse like this? Because it's pretty big, right? So how do you make sure you're moving stuff in and out at the right time?
So you got like our warehouse is small, I would say, compared. But things got to be moving out fast time because more stuff will come back in, right?
Right.
So like you might come here next week and this warehouse will be different. It could be less in here or it could be more in here.
Yeah.
Right.
And as we head towards Christmas, what's the busiest time for you in here?
Well, we're kind of busy during this time of the year, and really where COVID has come in now, we're even been busier, right? There's a lot of people need more food, right?
Yeah.
And we kind of have a lot of stock here now, but once this starts to move, it'll move really fast.
Well, listen, all the best to you in 2022 as we head into the new year and over Christmas. Tony Trickett, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, that's Tony Trickett, the manager here at the warehouse for the Food Sharing Association. Now, donations matter, small ones, large ones. Here's an interesting donation. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Don Murphy, business manager of 1620 Electrical Workers. We give Community Food Sharing Association $25,000 today, and that's to help them with all their food banks and supply of food for the people of the province that are desperately in need this time of year, over and above other months of the year.
Hi, my name is Tina Bishop. I'm the office manager with the Community Food Sharing Association. This donation of $25,000 from the IBEW Local 1620 Electrical Workers is very important to the Community Food Sharing Association. The need here in Newfoundland has increased roughly about 20% over last year since the onset of the pandemic. We have about 10,700 individual visits to the food banks in our province each year. So this money is going to go a long way in helping us help those families in need this season.
Let's take a look at who's celebrating this week, and we're starting with a big one. Happy 67th anniversary to Tom and Carol Rumsey of Paradise. Garland and Bertha Oram of Dover are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary wishes to Garland and Rhoda Parsons of Norris Point on their 58th wedding anniversary. Happy 50th anniversary to Melvin and Daphne Burton, formerly from Wabash, now living in Cormac. Happy 50th anniversary to Paul and Carol Noseworthy, both originally from St. John's, now living in Terra Nova. Happy 61st wedding anniversary to Alexander and Eunice Cull of Lewisport. Happy 66th anniversary to Frank and Diana Hope of Mud Lake, currently living in Great Bra.
Tom and Mary Turpin from Grand Falls, Windsor are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. And happy 56th wedding anniversary to Marilyn and Bernard Park of Cox's Cove. Happy 50th anniversary to Evelyn and Winston Newhook of Norman's Cove. Wishing Jim and Rena O'Driscoll of Carbonear a happy 63rd wedding anniversary. And today, Ralph and Olive Fudge of Lewisport celebrating 69 years of marriage.
Wow, that's a big one.
Happy 50th anniversary to Robert and Rexine Martin of Bonbay Pond. And wishing a very happy 64th wedding anniversary to Raymond and Eileen Blundell of Hickman's Harbor, Random Island.
Happy anniversary to Roger and Gertie Short of Deer Lake. Happy 64th wedding anniversary to Eric and Hazel Kindon living in Stag Harbor, Fogo Island. Anniversary greetings going out to Carmen and Margaret Moland of Carmenville on their 61st wedding anniversary. Alistair and Madeline Taylor from Mount Pearl are celebrating their 50th anniversary. 54th anniversary greetings to James and Marion Oliver of Burnt Point. Vince and Paula Butt from Victoria, Conception Bay North are celebrating their 50th anniversary with their grandson Tyler there. Happy 50th anniversary to Bob and Ellie Noonan of Victoria.
50th wedding anniversary greetings going out to Robert and Beverly Haskell of Foxtrap, Conception Bay South. Happy 68th wedding anniversary to Nita and Martin Rideout of Twillingate. Happy 51st anniversary to Calvin and Edna Hoff in Lewisport. And Eric and Marion Humphreys are celebrating 62 years of marriage tomorrow.
Lots of big anniversaries this week. Now to some birthdays, and we're going to start with a big one for that too. Happy 101st birthday to Josephine Struck, formerly from St. John's. She's been living in Cambridge, Ontario for over 75 years. Happy 98th birthday to Lucy Falk, who lives in Summerside. Happy birthday to Shirley Patricia Lundrigan, who turns 92. Happy 95th birthday to Alma King. Happy 94th birthday to William Dwyer of Carbonear. Wishing Agnes Murphy of St. John's a happy 90th birthday. Ruth Hiscock of Glovertown is celebrating her 93rd birthday.
Happy birthday to Gertie Butler of Seal Cove, CBS. And birthday wishes going out to Pearl Noseworthy of Leading Tickles, who is 98 years old this week. And a happy 99th birthday to Mary Lockyer from Garden Cove, Placentia Bay. There you see her knitting one of 15 blankets that she has knit since June of 2020. Mary, you know where to reach me. Happy 92nd birthday to Ruth Halliday from her many children and grandchildren, 7 children, 5 grandchildren, 6 great-grandchildren. And happy 94th birthday to Minnie Randall, formerly of Winterbrook and now living in Mount Pearl. Birthday greetings going out to Elizabeth, known as Lizzie Dobbin. She turned 92. Congratulations. And happy 101st birthday greetings going out to Yvonne Plowman of Port au Choix, now living in Port Saunders.
Aunt Rosie Miller, formerly of Fortune, now living in St. John's, turns 95. Happy 93rd birthday to Bertha Payne from Cowhead. Happy 95th birthday to Edna Sacre, who is celebrating. She is living in Springdale. Birthday greetings for Sadie Chafee, celebrating her 93rd birthday. Happy 94th birthday to Eileen Mason. Happy birthday to Millicent Moss of Princeton, who is 103 years old. Happy 91st birthday greetings going out to Violet Newhook of New Harbor, formerly of Fogo.
Happy 97th birthday to Ruby McCarthy of Corner Brook, and wishing Patricia Bennett a happy 90th birthday from all of her 10 children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Patricia still lives on her own in her apartment in St. John's. Birthday greetings going out to Melvie Hutchings of Spaniards Bay, who will be celebrating her 102nd birthday tomorrow.
Congratulations to everyone. And there is another special birthday congratulations we do want to send out. He's a guy, if you watch this show, he's crucial to getting it on the air. Gary Locke, there he is. A few years ago behind the camera. It's his birthday today. It's a milestone one. We're not going to spoil it by giving out any numbers there. Yeah, he's just as much a part of the show as any of us here in front of the camera. So we wanted to wish him a special happy birthday, although he'll probably not be happy with the photos that we've chosen to mark the occasion. So congratulations, Gary.
Oh, yes, and happy birthday, Gary. He just spoke in our ears. But yeah, Sunday, give you a little gift if you like warm temperatures, although it is December. And after all that winter-like temperatures that we saw, it's going to feel much warmer. So 11 to 12 degrees, it looks like on Sunday, and lots of rain in the forecast. Now here in the metro area, we're looking at about 10 to 20 millimeters, but the heaviest rain will fall along the south coast. And this will be snow up across Labrador. So -5 for Lab City on Sunday, but areas in the southeast will change over to rain into the afternoon. So as far as snowfall amounts go, pretty significant amounts, solid 10 centimeters for most areas, except if we get along the coast. That'll be closer to 30 centimeters. Some areas could even see 30 to 40 by the time we get into Monday afternoon. And then on Monday, those temperatures are going to drop. So back down to the single digits, 0 to 3 degrees. So things are going to cool down quite significantly overnight on Sunday, and then into Monday morning. We're hovering around 1 degree for Corner Brook, and that snow is going to continue for you into the afternoon. So snowfall amounts along the west coast. This is through Monday afternoon. So once we see that changeover, looking at some areas in the higher elevation, seeing between 5 to 10 centimeters, but it looks like the long range mountains could see significantly more than that. And again, that will fall through Monday. Windy conditions also on Monday right across the board, so that will continue. We're looking at a fairly windy day Sunday and then into Monday, but by Tuesday temperatures will be about 2 degrees, and then flurries will the chance of flurries again, and then same thing on Wednesday under cloudy skies. And then as we head towards the west central areas, anyway, we're looking at those temperatures back down to 0 or 1 into the afternoon. -2 will be the afternoon story for Wednesday. And then western Newfoundland looking at pretty much gray skies and the chance of flurries right through to Wednesday. And then as far as eastern Labrador goes, a few flurries possible by the time we get to Tuesday and Wednesday, still staying in those minus single digits. And then same thing for western Labrador by the time we get into Wednesday. Had to share this photo. First snowfall in Bonavista. Mark Gray shares so many beautiful photos with us. This one no different. And if you have any weather photos that you would like to share with us, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
It's always so nice when the snow falls and it sticks to the trees right before the wind picks up to 100 kilometers an hour and blows it all off and ruins it.
That's right. That's exactly what happens.
Exactly.
Well, I don't want to miss my opportunity to actually say happy 80th birthday to Gary Locke as well. He looks great for his age. The other thing is, of course, Feed NL is going to continue. Feed NL is going to continue right until the end of the month. Please make your donation, cbc.ca/NL.
Yeah, we don't know if Anthony's going to continue past tonight after a comment like that. You may have noticed all night our live camera has been bringing you the beautiful view from Portagrave, so it only seemed appropriate to leave you with Brad Tuck's performance of The Lights of Portagrave.
And you can catch more performances later this month during our For the Love of Music holiday special. Good night.
Good night.
1, 2, 3, 4. Have gently fallen and the nights are closing in, and the autumn winds are all but gone. Another year is nearly over and I'm older though it seems. This Christmas I'll be coming home, but this time of year it brings me back to when I was a child. All the memories of trimming trees and dinner on the boil. Oh, that little town in Newfoundland brought joy from year to year, where the waters gleam with Christmas cheer. So let's get the kids a light and leave our worries behind, for tomorrow will be Christmas is the night where the boats shine bright, with the lights in Port of Grey. People come from all around, all for a chance to see the boats all laced in green and red. For me it's been a while, can't help but smile, the family's hand in hand, for a picture on this night we won't forget. So let's get the kids in line and the